Hi, I'm Mel Doerr, Chicago's foremost psychic and medium, also intuitive consultant. Welcome to The Voice Within. And as I promised you, today we're going to be talking to my friend Bart Kurlela, wonderful photographer. I've got the same shirt on. That's because we're shooting 2 episodes in one day back to back. And it's funny, Bart's always behind the camera. Now he's a little bit nervous and I'm giving him stage directions. Anyway, I'm so happy to have him here. So Bart, tell me, what brought you into the psychic intuitive realm? What got you involved in it?
So a few years ago, actually what happened was my mom, she had cancer. And we kind of got not the greatest news when it came to the doctor telling us pretty much that she's going to die. There was no cure, there was no real help for her.
Or was it cancer, breast?
It was a breast cancer.
I felt breast.
Mm-hmm. And it turns out that my uncle found out, her brother, that she had cancer, and he's like, hey, I do Reiki. We're like, what is Reiki? We didn't know what it was. But he started coming to our house doing Reiki on her, and then after a while we found out that actually my grandfather used to do the same thing, but he was actually healing himself when he had stroke and everything like that. So one thing led to another, and from learning about Reiki, got interested into it, started feeling the energy, got signed up with one of your actually students with Delphina.
Yes.
And I took the Reiki class there. They told me about the intuitive class and told me about you, and one thing led to another.
Delphina was one of my students, and she's also very, very, very good medium in Chicago. I think she's booked about 2 or 3 years out. I'm in semi-retirement. That just means I work 40 hours a week instead of 80. Hi, Delphina. So Bart in class, I got to tell this story because I think after the first or second class, he was already reading for people. And in addition to his photography, with his photography, in addition to his psychic stuff, he has gotten some really well-known celebrities whose names we can't mention for confidentiality, but he also sends them to me for sessions. So thanks to Bart, that kind of opened a doorway. So I believe in synchronicity, which is a meaningful coincidence. So Bart, tell us about what it was like the first time in my class after I do my lectures and I make everybody read each other. What was that like for you?
Well, it was definitely interesting. I was never used to just kind of being in a class and, oh, hey, let's do a reading. And it's like, what are we going to do? Like, it's very, at first, intimidating because you question yourself in so many ways, whether you're actually hearing or seeing things or feeling things. And Mel's one of these people that pretty much like, no, just tell the message,
The drill sergeant in class, just give the message already.
Pretty much. So it was very interesting, but at first, after taking like that step to kind of like, okay, screw it, let's do it, then it kind of, once you see the reaction of people about the things that you see or feel or you tell them, then you start believing that actually, hey, there might be something more to it. So it was first it was scary, it was intimidating, but it felt really good.
I think a lot of people, one of my other students termed analysis paralysis. So I use the word intuition, mediumship, psychic ability all interchangeably because it all comes from the spirit, we're just passing it on. A lot of people think mediumship is talking to the dearly departed. That's true. But I think that, an old spiritualist, I am from way back when, we look at all psychic gifts as a form of mediumship. But I think it'll come to you in ways that are unique to you. If you're visual, it'll be visual. If you're auditory, it'll be auditory. If you're feeling, it'll be a feeling. And what happens is we get the information and then we think, is this me thinking this? Is this, my imagination? And that's the analysis paralysis. So hardest thing for me to do is to get people, what are you seeing or feeling?
Yes.
the drill sergeant. But it's funny, Catherine had called me for a session and she said, remember in class when Bart predicted? So what I did is I had my students, we did this guided meditation where we went forward a year, then 5 years, and this was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes, it was a few months before the
right
election.
Before the election. Mm-hmm. And I think you predicted that Trump will win, but I'm really interested though in what you said about the violence. I want you to tell them what that was like and what you experienced when you saw that.
So I'm more of a visual person, so like when I get into like a deep meditative state, I see more things.
Okay.
What I remember from that prediction was that it was very, very dark times. It was a lot of violence. It was a lot of riots. There was a lot of destruction. I did see some sort of a virus and like a kind of like a biological weapon type of deal going on, and eventually it turned into a lot of natural disasters. That was the ultimatum of what was supposed to happen, but it wasn't like very clear when that would happen. It just kind of was all with the same time. But
Sometimes our timing is off as psychics, because we judge things by how clearly we see or feel them. So I don't mean to talk over you. Go ahead.
no. Yeah, so it was very interesting. There was a lot of water and there was a lot of wind that was going on with even possibly maybe of reshaping a little bit of the structure of how United States looks like.
Do you think that could be what's going on now with a lot of the hurricanes and the really crazy weather we're having?
It does kind of feel like that.
Okay. I think with COVID, when people weren't using as many automobiles, the air actually cleaned up for a while. The fish came back to the reefs in Hawaii. The flamingos came back in Italy, actually to Venice. And I think they even saw dolphins there, which I didn't see in years. So what is your take on climate change? I mean, I think we have two choices. We can either destroy the planet, or we have the other choice to try to make it better. What is your take on that?
Well, see, the thing is, when we did the predictions for like few years in advance, that later on, once we kind of hit the lowest point of kind of our civilization, it was like a rebirth of humanity. It was a rebirth of Earth, and people kind of getting more connected with nature and stop so much destruction and taking, never giving back. So I feel like after what we were kind of getting was that throughout that time, that it was the dark times and all the destruction and all the hate and all the negativity, we were kind of heading into a more positive state within time.
Do you think we've begun that process already of going more positive?
We'll see.
All right, I'll let that alone. All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. What are your predictions for me?
What do you mean?
I'm putting you on the spot. What are your predictions for Mel?
I think that the YouTube channel is going to be very successful because
Thanks to Linda.
Wonderful creature, and I think there is a lot of stuff that you're going to do, like very good for a lot of people. I think that I can't wait till we go back to the classes and we start being able to be face to face, because obviously Zoom is great, but it's never the same experience.
It's different. It's a different energy.
I do see another dog.
Oh my God, my husband will kill me.
No, I do see another dog, like more of a white one with stripes in the back.
Oh, wow.
Like spots, I mean, sorry.
Well, I love dog training. In fact, I'm going to brag, my dog Lucky just got her urban, she's got Canine Good Citizen, Canine Good Citizen Advanced. She just got urban dog, and that's like, and she's finished 4 levels of trick training. Novice, they have to do 10 things, intermediate 10 things, advanced 10 things. She finished performance dog, now she's working on performance dog, elite. So they have to do, I think it's 5 props or 3 props. It has to be narrated, 10 tricks, and you can't use from any other category. So what do you see for Lucky? You think she's going to pass it or what? Oh, good.
Of course. I mean, it's Lucky.
It's Lucky, the wonder dog. All right. So my prediction for you is I see a lot more well-known people. You're going to be their photographer. A lot more video work, some corporate accounts coming.
That's good.
And at some point, you're going to have a lot of travel with this work, even going to Europe. Good. You just hold off on that for a while.
Okay.
I do see a marriage coming for you within a couple years. So, yay. And I see 2 children. So, no, you can't name the first one Melva, but Mel's not so bad.
Okay.
Teasing. My middle name's Conrad, that's not good. So your career looks really good. A lot more video work, a lot more stills with models, actresses, actors, all of that. Good.
Thank you.
But don't give up, your psychic work, because you're going to always be pulled back to that.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, that's why I can't wait to take more classes and stuff, because it feels home. It feels like it's a place that you always can go back to, and always the.
Well, the thing about Infinity Foundation, and here even, is that you're right. It's a safe place. Mm-hmm. And I tell my students, would you do the hula at the deli counter at the grocery store? And they're like, no. And I'm like, why? And they say, fear. People will think we're crazy. So in my classes, we do the hula at the deli counter, meaning we just put all the fears aside and jump right into it. I usually don't do health predictions, but you got to watch some digestive issues.
Okay.
Is your shoulder bothering you a little bit? Because I feel a little shoulder coming. It's nothing serious.
Not yet.
Maybe it's from carrying the camera. If you go home today and your shoulder's out, I didn't do it. Did you get another cat?
Yeah.
Because I see a cat.
We have a white one and a gray, and like a colorful one.
Why am I seeing a third one coming?
Because we feed outside cats too.
Oh.
One was just born outside, but we feed them.
It.
Yeah.
But there's another inside one coming too.
There was one stray cat that's been coming into the house quite a bit more. And I said, what are you doing here?
Your dad's got another little issue with his health. I don't know if they're worried about cancer, but he'll be okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Neither one of them's ready to cross over. So good. Thank God. All right. So, thank you, Bart.
Thank you.
Again, look below. We'll put a link on how you can contact Bart. Not so much for psychic work, but for the video work and for photography work. I see you're going to start taking pictures of people with their pets, too.
Okay.
Yeah, black and white.
That's the best way to do it.
I love cameras, and Bart shows me his collection of cameras every time he comes. I'm like, yes!
I got a couple more.
Oh, good. You got to show them to me. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you so much, Bart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He's going to be filming most of my videos for YouTube, and thank you so much. I promise I'll change shirts next time.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. Namaste.